Hey friends, I have had the best time reading your animal research. You have done some great researching. You've chosen interesting facts, you have picked out details for those animals, and I have really enjoyed reading those. Now, what we're going to do now, since you've gotten so good at researching, is we're going to take that information that you researched about your animals and create a book. Okay? Now, we're going to do that with the last animal that we researched. The last animal that you researched was the bald eagle. All right? Now, we're going to take each of those facts and create a page in what will be your book. Now, because we're virtual, it won't be a book that you can hold in your hand and turn the pages. It will be a book on Seesaw that has the different slides that you click on. That's how you turn the page. To remember that? That's how we're going to do it, okay? Now, we're going to call these our bald eagle reports, okay? I'm gonna show you how to take the research that you did, that you've already done, and turn that into a report, okay? What I have done, I'm gonna scooch in, sorry about this, and show you, I have chosen one thing that I'm gonna start with this page, okay? Each of the facts that you have picked out about bald eagles is gonna have its own page or its own slide in your book, in your report, okay? So what I have done is I picked out an example of what bald eagles look like. This is my looks like research that I put in my assignment or my activity from yesterday's Seesaw. I'm gonna show you how to make this into a page in a book, okay? See, what I have here is I have some quick pictures with some labels about things that I wanted to talk about what they look like, what bald eagles look like. And I am going to take this and turn it into its own page, which means I need to make these words into sentences. Because in a book, we have sentences, we have the text. This text is the part that we read. To make it a complete sentence, we need to make sure that we have make sure it makes sense, right? And it has the capital letter, and it has punctuation and spacing like we talked about. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look what I have so far. I have yellow beak and claws. I have white head and big wings. Now I'm gonna create a sentence over here. Up here I'm gonna draw the picture when I'm done, but here's where I'm gonna put the text or the sentences that I write. And I think what I'm gonna say is bald eagles have a yellow beak and claws. So I'm gonna start that here. And I need a capital letter at the beginning. Bald eagles have a yellow beak and claws. Oh, I kind of squished that in there. That's all right. Bald eagles have a yellow beak and claws. I put a period, I put a capital letter at the beginning. Oops, let me scoot back a little bit so that you can see that. There we go. See, I have a capital letter at the beginning, I have good spaces in between my words, and I have a period at the end. We have to have that punctuation, that's important. Now, I've written one complete sentence, but I still haven't talked about their white head, excuse me, or their big wings. So I think for this page, I'm going to make another sentence, all right? So let's see. They have a white Oh, I'm running out of room. I'm just gonna stick it in here. Even though there's no even though there's no line, I'm still gonna squeeze it in here. They have a white head and big wings. Okay, I'll make sure that period is good. Okay, now I'm gonna reread what I wrote and make sure that it makes sense and make sure that well, here, let me show you this. This is I'm gonna cover this since we're done with it, it'll be fine. Do you remember this? What makes a good sentence? A capital letter. U is for understand. Does it make sense? P is for punctuation, ending punctuation. S is for spacing. Okay, now I kind of tried to think about this as I was writing, but now that I'm all done writing my sentence, I need to double check and make sure. Because I can always go back and fix it if I forgot something. I need to check for capital letters at the beginning of my sentence. Now remember, the beginning of the sentence does not mean the beginning of a line. Because see, look right here, this does not have a capital letter because it's the beginning of a line, not the beginning of a sentence. The beginning of the sentence is right here, okay? Bald eagles have a yellow beak and claws, okay? There's the period to end. That's my punctuation. This is the beginning of a new sentence, so I need to have a capital letter, which I do. They have a white head and big wings. And I have an ending punctuation. See, I need to make sure that I have all those things that a good sentence needs, which so far I do. That's good. I have a capital letter at the beginning of my sentence, a period at the end of my sentence. I have good spaces in between the words, and my sentence makes sense. Both of them. Okay? That's what I want you to do. What I want you to do, whoops, sorry about that, friends. There we go. What I want you to do in your Seesaw assignment today is you're going to take the 4 facts that you wrote about your bald eagle. Remember, they looked like this. They were in a square. I think there were 2 on a page, 2 facts on a page, on a slide, but each of them looked like this, and you wrote your words and your pictures in there, but your job now is making 1 page per fact, okay? You talked about what they looked like. That gets its own page, and you're going to make sentences. And then draw a picture. I didn't draw a picture because I figured you didn't need me to show you how to draw a picture to go with your sentence. You can do that yourself. So you're going to have 1 for what they look like, 1 page. You're going to have 1 square that tells what they eat. That will have its own page. You'll have 1, and then on the next slide you'll have a square that has where they live, their habitat. That will have its own page. And then you'll have 1 last fun fact. That will have its own page, okay? So you're going to go from 2 research pages to 4 report pages, okay? Because on your research that you've already done, you have 2 of the research squares on each page. Does that make sense? Okay. So, and when you go to write your story, your report, you're going to separate the 2 research squares. And each square is going to have their own page because you're going to write a sentence. Okay? I can't wait to read your reports. We're going to, one thing I will mention is that we have there are 2 slides on your bald eagle report. There are 2 slides with a red X. Do not do anything with those pages, okay? Because what we're going to do is we're going to add to our report later on. But the only part that you're going to do is your research, okay? You're going to make your pages of your research, those 4 pages, okay? The 4 slides. You're not going to do anything else but those 4 slides for today, okay? Then we'll add to it later on. I'm excited, friends. Oh, this is going to be so great. And then when we're all done with all the different things that we're going to do this week, then we will have a whole report. Each one of you will have your own report about bald eagles. How exciting!